I'm going to make something that uses sample playback. I'm deleting that. I'll need the clear, and I'll need my tap in and tap out, and I'll need my DAC, so I'll leave that much of it intact. So for sound playback, I'm going to make a new object. I'm going to make an SF play tilde, which I'm going to need a message, M on my keyboard here, a message that says open, and just so we're all on the same page, I'm going to open something called jongli.aif. I think we might have already explored the beauty of Jongli. Part of the example, one of the example sounds that comes with Max. And we'll need another message for this as well, just to start things playing, and actually I'm going to put it into loop mode. So loop space 1 in my message, and then 1 to actually start it playing. So we're going to be looping this sound file playback. And I'm going to put it into a delay line, and I'm going to use a delay that is some kind of division of the duration, the entire duration of this thing called jongli.aif. To get that duration, I'm going to use make a new object called sfinfo. It's something similar to what we've seen before, I think. I might have used info tilde, that's right. We did use info tilde in an earlier tutorial. This time sfinfo is for the same that you can use for sound files. Well, you can open any sound file with sfinfo. And I'm going to use the keyboard, my computer keyboard, to trigger these kind of little sort of dub-ish loops. So I need a new object called key, and I'm going to use just the number keys, which are numbered 1 to 9, which if I have a look at that on using I on my keyboard to get a number box, take that left outlet of key into a number box just to see what those numbers are. 1 on my numbers, my number on the keyboard is 1 is not 49 and 9 is 57, and the others are all in between. So I'm going to split the numbers between 49 and 57 using an object called split, believe it or not. N for my new object, split, and I said 49 was 1 and 57 was 9, so that's good. So everything that between 1 and 9 on my keyboard will come out here, and everything that's not will come out here. Things that are between 1 and 9 I want to use as some kind of value for, where is this, file length in milliseconds. So first thing I'm probably going to want to do is to bang this thing, because as it says on the, as I mouse over, bang reports info. So I'll use a button for that, which I can make with a B on my keyboard. That'll bang out the information about this jongli.aif. And I'm going to do something weird with these numbers here. Not necessarily weird, but I'm going to make a new object and subtract 48 from whatever this number, which is between 49 and 57. And I'm going to use a new object here called pow, which is a power, raises things, numbers to powers. And I need a message here, so I'll make M for message with the number 2 in it. And if we look at hooking up this like so, with the numbers coming out of there, to create this, to make this value 2 go into that pow every time. And we also have this here, this value between 1 and 9, I think it is now. Let's have a look at these values coming out of pow just for the fun of it, where we have, I'm just duplicating that number box there by option dragging or alt dragging if I was on a PC. And here are these numbers. Click on the 1 key on my keyboard here. We see that going upwards we have 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. These are good values. Powers of 2 are good values to use for dividing up things in durations. You probably, if you're a musician, you probably recognize that 32nd notes, 16ths, 8ths, 4 quarters, halves. Good notes, good values for dropping stuff into binary sections. Alright, so that would be 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, etc. Okay, we're going to use that now to divide this value here. So I need a new object. I'm going to make divide by, so there's my file length in milliseconds, and here's my power. So I'm going to divide that up like so. I'm going to use that value coming out of my divisor here to set my delay time. And the other thing I'm going to do, well actually let's hook this SF play into here, why not? And I'm also going to not want this thing to loop just send its output back all the time, but I'm going to put a multiply on in between here so that I'm not always sending that back. I only want it to loop back into itself if my number keys are coming out here. So let's put in a multiply here, new object, multiply tilde, and it doesn't matter what I put in there. Alright, so there's my tap out going to the left inlet of the multiply, and my multiply output going to the outlet, the tap in. Awesome. We're almost done here, I believe, or I'm hopeful. So when we go in, when we press a key, we want a couple things to happen. We want this to go to 1, so we're getting the feedback. So let's put in a message here, 1. I can use this bang here, sure, that'll do just fine. And bang this 1 over here. That looks about all I want to do, really. So I set the delay time down here, and I start the looping, start the feedback for the delay. And when I hit another key that's not one of those number keys, I also want to turn that feedback off. So I make a new message with 0 in it and connect that to the outlet of this, which this side of the split, well, if you see it, you probably can, I can't. Output is, you get the output of any key that's not one of those, any number that's not within that range, which is any other key on your keyboard. So you can turn this thing off and on by using a number key or not a number key. And the other thing is I'm going to also want to tap, clear out this delay line. Let's find a nice space for that. Although, is that necessary? Probably not. Let's not bother with the clear then. Who cares? Alright, and the other thing I'm probably going to want to do is set a 0 delay as well when we hit any other key. So I'll put that into the tap out. Let's try. Hello. So yeah, that goes in there. We've created a nice little spider's web in there. So we should be able to open our sound, loop it. Oh, it's still got, that's why we wanted the clear in there. Okay, we don't need. Yeah, we didn't need the clear. You can't hear me now. Okay, so if I hit any other key than a number key, we've just got our drum beat playing. And as soon as you hit a number key, you get some kind of delay feedback action, which sounds great for making dub tracks, I guess. Alright, it's almost getting to the point where you could use it for a kind of a drum and bass kind of machine. That might take a little bit more work and might involve actually using, modulating the sample playback rather than just using a delay line. But we might get into that later. Have fun with this, I'm sure hours and hours of enjoyment await.